Isn't it extraordinary? Boris is now coming under attack, and in fact there are stories coming out that there's a Conservative plot to oust him while he's taking paternity leave at the birth of his second child. Well, this is quite extraordinary. I can see very good reasons why the Conservative Party might be keen to ditch their leader at this particular moment. However, it does seem particularly peculiar, because what has Boris actually done? Boris appears to have not been entirely honest about the decoration of his flat and about where the Christmas parties were held in number 10. But that's nothing new. Boris has a history of a casual relationship with the truth. So for this to come out, whether these allegations are true or false, who cares? There's nothing new in this story. What I find far more worrying is the fact it doesn't bother me one bit whether there's a Tory peer, whether there's a Tory peer with concerns that he pulled £150,000 out of his pocket or so to pay for wallpaper, or indeed, it does bother me a little bit that there might have been parties this time last year when people were losing loved ones and not allowed to see them in hospital because of the rules. And it looks like we're going to have rules coming up again. The rule of 6, about wearing masks and so on. Very difficult to see how number 10 can impose rules on people after these stories come out about the fact that number 10 doesn't bother to keep the rules themselves. And more than that, when we've got a really good visual image of somebody laughing about not keeping the rules, and then yesterday, I think it was, she turns up on the television and on the front pages of the newspapers crying about the fact that she's got to lose her job, she's got to resign because of her unbelievable stupidity and arrogance at crying, at laughing about other people's misfortune, because that's what it amounts to. Well, all that be that as it may, what worries me is about who might succeed Boris. Now, maybe there's some bland individual who can be wheeled out to replace our current Prime Minister. I can't think of anybody. Maybe Mr. Raab is being lined up. Maybe that's what he was doing in Crete. He was slapping on number 10 and thinking about his eventual acquisition of the top job in number 10. Number 10. More sun. I don't see how Mr. Raab, pretty though he may be, pretty, that reminds me of someone else. Pretty though he may be, I can't see how Mr. Raab could possibly command control in number 10 with the mess that he made of Afghanistan and the evacuation of Kabul. I cannot see that Mr. Raab has any credibility. Mr. Hancock has been out again. Oh, Gina, let's have a look in this cupboard. Can't tell what's in there. No, Mr. Hancock. He was wheeled out the other day, talking about dyslexia, as if we care. Why would Mr. Hancock be an authority on dyslexia? Mr. Hancock's an authority of what's in the cupboard. Oh, Gina, let's get some more pencil sharpeners. No, he has no credibility either. Priti Patel, can you imagine being ruled by Priti Patel? Exterminate! Let's have another piece of legislation that we know nothing about at the moment. Priti Patel, what is she busy doing at the moment? She's busy having a squabble with Raab about trying to get out of the the European Human Rights Act, and and what she doesn't want and what she does want, and it's all about imposing more legislation, putting more paperwork on the whole migrant issue, as if paperwork is going to solve the problem. It's not paperwork, but compassion and forethought which will solve the problem of migration and immigration. Not paperwork, not discouraging people, but forethought, tackling the problem at its source, dealing with the problem, not trying to rubbish it. And Priti Patel has shown no ability about that at all. She just doesn't want it on our shore. Well, nor does Greece. Greece has tried its pushbacks, and Priti Patel, you know, there was a story which I think is emerging today about the 27 people who died in the Channel. Apparently, at 2 o'clock in the morning, they set off at 10 o'clock in the evening, and at 2 o'clock they started ringing the Coast Guard in France and the Coast Guard in the UK, and neither responded. And now there's an investigation into, did we receive those calls? Of course they received those calls. The point was, this is part of the hostile environment that we don't want to respond to those calls, maybe. It is shameful. And we need to get our act together. I can't see that Priti Patel could command confidence in the country. She might command confidence among one or two rather silly conservative backbenchers, but not in the country. And what does that leave? That leaves us with trying to find some non-entity, somebody we've never heard of. Why are they not in the government? Why are they not running the country? If they're capable of replacing Boris, why are they not there already? There is no one available to take the place of Boris. So maybe we need to stop this game, and maybe also we need to stop the shameful story that when Boris is away on paternity leave, people are out plotting to get knives in his back. And believe me, I think Boris is doing an appalling job, but I can't think of anybody else at the moment in the Conservative Party who's likely to do a better job meaningfully. And simply to change boat at this stage when you're halfway across the water doesn't seem to me to be very credible or very sensible. Now, who knows what you would do if you're changing boat? Maybe you call the Coast Guard. Anyway, look, please do follow my channel, and please ring the bell. Ring the bell. We need that bell ringing more than ever. Have fun.